So what does loyalty mean to you? Welcome to the Energy Healing Lifestyle Journal Self-Care Challenge. My name is Robin Knott, and I am your host of the channel and the founder of the energyhealingschool.com. It says we're live. I hope we're good. So as always, I'm going to walk you through my journaling process and share some real life examples. So grab your journal, come journal with me, right? Again, don't forget, if you'd like to hop on the Zoom and journal with me, we can have some brief conversation. The description is in the description. The link is in the description so you can hop on with me. So how I go about my journaling process, again, grounding, getting in the mindset, being open, like just mentally preparing that I'm going to journal to try to get my mind, I don't want to say focused. It's not really focusing, just preparing, just to be present. That's the thing, just to be present in the moment instead of it thinking about all the things it wants to do or has to do or what have you. Writing out self-care challenge. As we know, self-care is an acronym for us, right? And the S for today stands for self. Excuse me. So we're always increasing our awareness as we do our journaling process, but being aware of self in mind, body, and spirit, physically, mentally, all the things, grounding into this human body, right? And in my healing system of Best You, the letter B stands for beliefs. So as we like to dive in deeper, paying attention to our beliefs, because our beliefs really are the root of this human life experience, right? It kind of helps us or guides how we apply meaning to our experiences. If we find something to be very exciting and exhilarating or terrifying, right? Some thrill seekers find certain situations to be exciting. And for those of us who are not thrill seekers, might find it to be terrifying, but based on our beliefs and our desires, right? Things we like, things we don't like. And then, of course, root chakra energy, because the root chakra governs the self and our beliefs. Then I write out the question for the day, the journal prompt, right? So today's is, this will be an interesting week, just saying, I'm kind of excited. What does loyalty mean to you? So before my mind jumped ahead on that, I just went ahead because I wanted to use it, obviously, to share during this space, this journaling process with you. I went ahead and looked up to get just a basic definition of it to share, right? So on dictionary.com, part of their definition was a sense of, this is a quote, a sense of duty or of devoted attachment to something or someone. Okay, I'm feeling into that. Are you? So then let's go a little deeper. For me, it's that kind of debate, right? Because I'm really focusing on within. So sometimes, and as empaths, right, we tend to look away from ourselves. We get involved with other people's emotions, other people's energies, other people's lives, other people's experiences, other people's needs and wants, and how we can help. So then when you ask yourself that question, who are you loyal to? So there's many aspects to this that I wanted to bring up. Just asking more questions to expand our perspective, right? So again, are we being loyal to self or others? Let's start there. And then let's bring it in a little bit deeper. Are we loyal to the humanness, like ego self, or our highest self? Are we loyal to, oftentimes the word of humanity is used. Now, I'm not completely squashing humanity. However, sometimes humanity and humanness, ego, blurs. Have you noticed that? Sometimes that blurs. So then, for me, in my own experience, in those moments of wanting to fight, quote unquote, or advocate for humanity, the sake of humanity, I start to notice where there's some fight for human ego-ness going on there. Have you noticed that? Do you do that? Or have you done it? Have you seen others do it? Like, is it just in your awareness or like a straight no? So that's been big, especially with our world today, just saying. So having that awareness of is the loyalty to, again, the humanist ego, whether it's within self or outside of self, or is the loyalty to the highest good, the source of unconditional love. And again, I think it's normal, whatever normal means, but I think it's common that we as humans can blur the lines because what makes sense in the human logic, human brain, may not match the highest, right? Sometimes, and I'm not saying everything, there's outliers in every situation, but excuse me, in some situations, and many actually, probably more than not, hopefully, throwing out some faith there that the terrible things that we know do exist in the world, I'm hoping are not as common as they could be outside of that. Oftentimes, I think that we cater to humanness and that we enable humanness or ego things more than we should. So how is that true for you? And I'm not trying to make this like a big thing, although we can apply it there, but bringing it back to self, right? Because this is self-care. But I think that's important to realize as empaths because we do look outside of self and we have so much love and compassion. And I don't know about you, but I know for me, I have enabled people with good intentions, but it wasn't good for them or me, right? Enabling in the ways that aren't healthy or helpful, enabling in the ways that actually disempower people instead of empowering people. Just keeping that in mind. Let me check my journal here. I know that was really the theme for today's discussion, for today's journaling with that prompt. Again, exploring it, right? So what does that loyalty mean to you? To just take a look at that. And maybe it shifts and changes a little bit depending on the situation, and that's fine. Maybe to self, we find that we've been, not that we wanted to be, but been more loyal to the humanness, right? The human self more than our highest. And maybe we find that with good intentions, we've been more loyal to humanness even outside of self. Because there's a thing about humans and humanness with that desire and feeling that need to control. And again, I'm not necessarily saying like in the power and control kind of way, not like you have to feel so powerful. Some of it maybe, but just this idea, this false sense of security that we might feel when we think we have control over a situation. And I say think because ultimately, if we're honest with ourselves, do we? Or how much of it do we have control over? So sometimes there's just that false sense of security when we assume we have control over a situation. And as we're having this false sense of control over situations, we're applying that to other people, thinking that we're helping by telling them what to do or trying to do it for them, right? Let me help and do it for you because that's not empowering at all. That's disempowering, right? I'm taking your ability away from you to do it for you, even though I think I'm helping. I've done that so much in the past, so much. Really trying not to do that now, really being more mindful and intentional and aware and asking myself before I jump in first, does this person, whoever it may be, need me to do it for them because they can't do it themselves. Because there's a difference between that and someone just not wanting to, because it's easier to have someone else do it for them. I've been wrapped up in that, caught up in that before too. So then starting those boundaries, right? Protecting our energy, setting the boundaries. I'll help do the things you cannot, like literally cannot do for yourself versus jumping in to do everything so you don't have to because it's just easier for you not to. Where is the loyalty and who is it to, right? The loyalty to self-care. Remember that self-care, filling ourselves with love, filling ourselves with compassion, taking care of ourselves so that we have so much positive love energy. I don't want to say positive, but clearer, healthier love energy spilling over that we can share so freely with others versus trying to force and do and do and drain and not take care of ourselves and drain until we're exhausted. And then all we really have left to give is that projection of, ugh, right? So drained and I'm just fighting to try to keep going. But there's some frustration and there's maybe some resentment or who knows what's going on the inside, right? That's for each of us to decide in those moments. But then that's what ends up getting projected out with good intention because we think since we denied ourselves to help everyone else that was a good thing. But then is it, right? Again, where is our loyalties to? And I don't mean loyalty to human ego self. It's all about me. Screw you. Don't care about you. Right? Stomp on everybody to get where I want to be, where I want to go. Not at all what I'm saying. That's loyalty to the human ego-ness stuff, right? What about highest self? What about the source of unconditional love? So let me know in the comments what came to mind when you thought of loyalty and loyalty to whom and in what ways, right? So talk a little bit more about root chakra energy. Things we might notice when that energy is wonky, our weight, eating disorders, sciatica, pain, low back pain, right? Pain in our extremities, legs, hips, feet, hands, difficulties with elimination, might feel insecure. Remember that need to control to have that false sense of security. So if you notice that going on, root chakra energy is kind of wonky. Having those trauma reactions of fight, flight, freeze, having the loyalty to human ego-ness, right? Would be an indication that the energy in our root chakra is wonky, needs cleared out, needs our attention. Or you might have feelings of depression or anxiety. So in addition to this journaling process, oh, that just reminded me. So it was brought to my attention, not just brought to my attention, but yeah, brought into my awareness again today when I posted the journal prompt on Facebook that aside of the journaling, because my journaling process is digging deep, right? I like to dig deep. It's my thing. So I bring it. However, it's not the only form of self-care, right? Sometimes pausing and taking a break is self-care. So it was kind of worded like I had to take a break. I couldn't do it. So self-care was set aside. But was it? Like maybe the journaling process was. Maybe you quit watching the videos for a little bit or you quit, digging into all this because some of it can be heavy depending on what comes up for you. But taking a break is self-care. There's a difference between pausing and taking a break and avoiding, right? Sometimes we need a break. And this isn't the only form of self-care. Excuse me. So if you took a shower today or a bath today, self-care. Did you eat today? Self-care. Did you sleep today? Self-care, right? I got to spend time in the basement planting seeds, playing in the dirt. It was beautiful outside in Ohio for December 25th. It was sunny and 60 degrees Fahrenheit. I was outside in the garden, like just reorganizing different things outside. Played catch with my granddaughter, like self-care across the board, lots of it today. So it's journaling, but there's other things too, right? This is just one method. So let me know what you do for self-care. Do you journal? Do you dig deep? And what else? Take some deep breaths, get outside, get in the sunshine, play in some dirt, whether it's inside or outside. You have house plants that you take care of. It can be anything. What is your thing, right? Maybe you like to do crafts or games, puzzles. I don't know. What do you enjoy doing? But when you do it for you and you do something you enjoy, that's self-care too. It counts. So some other things then that you can do to support the energy in your root chakra, which again, playing in the dirt, grounding, nature, right? Getting outside in nature, all of those things help support the root chakra. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna just leave it at that. So again, let me know in the comments how you are finding the journaling process for today, how you found this journal prompt, what came up for you. Also, still in pre-launch mode, so if you would like the 50% off of the BU challenge, again, it's not expensive anyways, but extra half off, why not? You can go to the energyhealingschool.com and you will see the BU challenge there on pre-launch. Go ahead and get it while it's half off, right? So thank you for sharing your time and space with me. I think there's anything else before we end this particular video. I think we're good. I think we're good. Take good care of you. So much love. I will see you tomorrow for Sacral Chakra Energy. Bye, guys.